Hi guys, and welcome back to this progressive house course for Cubase 10. I'm just going to quickly do some housekeeping. Just going to call that kick rather than kick 18. Shift and enter to make sure that name goes over to the event parts as well and not just the track. We'll call this piano. Shift and enter. And just going to quickly color these as well. And kick my drums, I just like to have red. Okay, so that's that done. And you'll also see that, well, in the last lesson we sort of made these chords a bit funkier, but there's still a little bit more we can do to make them even funkier. And I've been messing around with chord pads down here, and I've kind of got all the different tensions that I want, like C sus4, G sus4, B flat sus2, and I've put them all in order. So I'm just going to kind of quickly play these using my MIDI keyboard, and literally I can trigger these with one note. So I'm literally just pressing C1 and it's playing this chord here. So it's going to go like this. And then into the nice kind of melodic bit. And we're using sus chords, suspended chords, to create a bit of interest there. And we're back to the D minor again. So that's just basically why I've done that, is so I can actually see which notes down here, these white little dots, and then I know which notes to put in here when I'm in the editor. Obviously, if you're a wizard at music theory, then of course this won't apply to you. You can just do this all yourself. So let's identify which bits need a bit of funking up. Probably here. Actually, this bit here. So here, I think. Maybe try changing that to an F. If I highlight all them, yeah, we've got a C sus4. That's what I thought. Undo that, highlight just the one note. Let's re-trigger these notes here as well, so we get a definite new chord rather than one new note and all the rest of the notes being held over. Maybe turn down these lower notes. In fact, let's maybe take off that bottom one and just reduce the C2 a little bit. Yeah, and then we need another break here, or suspended chord here. So we'll duplicate that over and we'll change the B2 to a C, and that will turn into a G sus4. Yep, over here. Oh, do you know what? I think that would be nice if it went back down again. Again, I don't like that bottom note in there, and I'm going to reduce the D2, that note a little bit louder. Because they're tensions, I don't want that huge low energy in there. There's kind of just intricate details. We'll leave the bass notes to the major chord changes. That's what I'm thinking. We could make this a C stroke D again, like how we started this. So let's just copy this one let's just see if it works. There's only one way to find out if these things work, guys, and that is to do it. And if they don't, you just scrap it. And we need the half measure there to make it a bit more interesting and also in line with, you know, how the song is actually, how the progression is working all together. Let's have a listen right from the start. I've just thought of something else we can do here. We can add in an extra note here. I want a sort of a high note there, so I can hear a can really hear a nice high note here, which is here, A sharp, B flat. Just going to play it on my keyboard. I've got something in my head that goes doo doo doo. So it's A, F, G. So let's make that a little bit louder, that F there. I think we can do our little sus trick here again. Let's just see if we can get any more extra notes in there, like we just did a second ago. I can hear a doo-doo. I can hear that in my head. Okay, so if you can remember back to what we had originally, it was super boring, and now it is super funky. So again, I'm going to open up another instrument track. This is what I did. Again, taking you through the kind of process that I did when I made this track. I'm just literally going to load up another piano again, just to get the melody over the top. Top melody, shift and enter. Make it sort of a greenish, but slightly different. Okay, so you can either play this in your head. I mean, you can obviously listen to it. Something like that, but it's got to work. It's got to work over the progression going down. Got a bit of delay on my keyboard because I'm using that voice meter, but that's cool. So the little trick here is to find out what scale you're working in. We're in D minor. That's our first chord. That's generally speaking going to be your scale. So you could Google the notes in the D minor scale, because most of those notes are pretty much going to work for your top line melody. Just going to show you how to do that now. So literally just Google notes in D minor and come to images, and then come to these ones here from basicmusictheory.com. They're really clear and concise. So D minor scale, these are all the notes that we're using, and these are also the chords that we're using. You know, we're using D, C, F, G, A sharp or B flat. You know, so that's why all those chords work together. We use the chord assistant, but obviously it works the same way. But the point here is you can use these notes here to come up with your top line melody. I'm going to show you something else as well. Generally speaking, if you take your first chord, which is the D, so these chords, these notes here, D, A, and I think it was F, which we took out in the end, but F will work as well. So D, A, and F. So you can see that actually works quite well. And you're just using an arpeggiator technique really to play over the top of these. So something like that, you see, I'm just changing the middle note from the D to the E there. So I'm just going to record something in quickly, and then we'll mess about with the notes afterwards, and all the timing will probably be slightly off because of the latency. So just make sure you're on record enable here. Now, yeah, apart from the timing issues, I think that was okay. So we'll just highlight them all and press, well, make sure we're on 16th for notes. Press Q. There's probably going to be quite a bit of messing about here. And sometimes you actually get timing mistakes that actually work well. I think this happened the first time round. It shifted one of the notes, you know, forward or back a 16th, and I thought, oh, I actually quite like that. So I'm just going to flatten out these velocities, which is down here, which is the how hard you hit the keyboard and therefore how loud it is. So we're going to come to MIDI functions, fixed velocity. Probably do fixed length as well, just so we can start from the, you know, we're all starting from the beginning, with a little bit of variation on the end there. So that's good enough. So you can hear how the top melody stays pretty much the same all the way through, but the chords are changing in the background, which is a really nice effect and quite common of progressive house. But we need to change this sound. There's two pianos playing together, not very prog housey. So I mean, I'm going to go and choose a sound now, but it took me ages to find a sound that worked and wasn't too trancey or wasn't too like a piano or whatever. So, and believe me, it took quite a long time to find one that actually worked for the track. But I went to guitar, tried out a whole load of guitars on Halion. I believe it just ended up with something called FM jazz guitar, I think it was. Now there's not sort of much effect on that at the moment. I added reverb, delay and all that kind of gubbins to make that sound cool. Let's just quickly put on a delay. Going to use the stereo delay. It's always one of my favourites. Quarter notes on the left, quarter notes on the quarter dotted on the right to give it the stereo spread. However, speaking of stereo spread, I'm just going to reduce this a little bit because this is the main lead line. I don't want it going left and right because I'm going to be putting chords behind this like a pad, and they're probably going to be sort of given the stereo treatment. So really I want this main lead to be slightly delayed left and right, but not all the way out to the left and right. I hope that makes sense. Just going to reduce this mix a bit as well to maybe 28-30%, something like that. Okay, so you can see how this is all coming together now. Obviously there's loads more to do with mixing and getting these sounds sitting right and with all the right effects on them and everything, but hopefully you can see the basis of the track now. So as this lesson has gone on quite a long time, again, I will see you in the next one, guys. See you then.